I'm Alan Ross. I'm the managing editor of APC Technologies, and we are here at the NETA, the International Electrical Testing Association, their 2023 Power Tech Conference, doing interviews. My guest with me is the Director of Communications for APC Media, Rachel Linke. Rachel, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, Alan. Would miss it.
We're just going to have an interesting time with all of these people, and tell me what you like best about these interviews.
The best part about these interviews, I feel like, is that it really brings about a lot of great thought leadership, and I really just love how you make everybody feel so comfortable, Alan. You really try to get people to just be comfortable and in their own skin, and then so much great information comes out of it. So
let's see if we made people in the next interview comfortable. Enjoy. Our next guest is Ben Canfield. Ben is the CEO, founder of C3 Engineering. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Ben, there's an announcement that just happened here, or something that was accomplished here recently as it relates to NETA. What was that? What's happened recently with your company and NETA?
Well, we've been awarded to be a NETA certified company.
As of how long ago?
Just a couple weeks ago.
Okay, excellent. That's good.
It was announced officially today. But
okay.
Yep.
Takes a long time to do that. I mean, I know the process is a little bit of a grueling one. And I understand Bob Shepard, who's a friend of yours, who used to own Southwest, is a great NETA advocate, and he walked you through that and helped a little bit with it.
Absolutely.
Good. Bob's a good guy.
Yeah.
So as a NETA company, you're seeing all of the change that is taking place in both the equipment that's being tested, the test equipment, the people that do the test equipment. I mean, it's nothing but change. So tell me a little bit about the going from the electromechanical world of where we used to be, say, for breakers, and now we're going to the digital world. We're going to microprocessing world. I mean, they now even have Bluetooth in them. There's a lot which means the testing has to change, which means there's a different training protocol and safety protocol for people. So I just threw a lot at you.
Yeah.
Start with this one, the changing of the technology of the equipment that you're testing itself.
Well, like I said, it is changing so rapidly. There's so many things in the back that if you don't quite realize or study or train, that are going to get missed. And so it's extremely important that, like, technology has got such a double-edged sword to it. While it does allow us to do so much more, it does allow us to be distracted and miss so much more.
Yeah.
So, rolling things out slowly, making sure that we're communicating with everybody within the team, getting them through the right training, following up, making sure that they're learning through the training, having people walk alongside them to oversee what's our quality control program is helping them through that and giving them confidence in this new world of technology.
This new digital world we live in.
Right.
So that's for the equipment. Now we're talking about the test equipment. You hear people saying, "Oh, I got a test equipment I bought in 1995, and it was $13,000 then, and now it's worth more." I mean, there's this almost joy over old equipment that you continue to use, but now, because the technology of the product you're testing itself changes, new test equipment's coming in, correct?
Yeah.
And it's expensive. It's not easy to acquire.
Yeah, definitely trying to find a balance between what you're putting aside to buy to keep up with your equipment you're testing, balancing that with whether you need to rent instead, because dealing with calibration and keeping up with all that can be quite the juggle.
And in many of the places are difficult to access or to get shut down or whatever it is, that the balance of when you can go into a place and do the work versus going in and suddenly you can't work on it because it's energized or something. That's a constant battle with utilities having a difficult time shutting down substations or shutting down a part of their system. So how do you manage the scheduling of that to get the maximum out of a technician? Because you got to get the most out of the equipment and the technician, or else you're wasting resources.
Yeah, no, it definitely, we full-time schedulers, right? Coordinating with our project managers, making sure that we're coordinating with our clients to schedule those sometimes, out of normal operating hours to schedule that middle of the night test.
That's the hard part. Middle of the night, you got to get a technician there.
Yep.
You do a lot of wastewater testing, mining. Those segments of the. Talk about the wastewater industry, because that's changing rapidly too. I mean, these are very old, established, and now there's new equipment coming in, new ways of looking at it. Seems like there's a greater emphasis on the reliability of wastewater facilities in communities. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there is quite a bit going on there, both with the reliability of the power, the type of power they're receiving, power factor correction, power monitoring, as well as all those old relays that you've got to keep up, changed out, because it's all going digital now. But a lot of our clients we've been able to help them keep up with that. Had pretty good success with getting them changed over. So we've had other people come from other industries and actually be pretty surprised actually when they've come to work for us and gone onto some of our sites and seeing the technology updates that have happened already.
I want to talk about, I know NETA is working on an accreditation program. An apprenticeship program, so that the industry as a whole can attract more people, train them up, and do it. So you have the teaching work that you come alongside experienced people. Training of staff has gotten more difficult because you're not only training on new equipment, you're not only training on newer technology, but you're also now you got to always keep in mind safety. So as the owner, as the founder, you got to worry about everybody working safe and coming home safe. How do you do that?
Well,
how do you sleep at night?
I don't.
Okay.
We've got a great team that we've been able to kind of surround the safety aspect of that. I mean, part of becoming NETA was thoroughly checking through our safety program, and fortunately we checked out well there. So we've had third-party review of our safety manual, making sure that that's there. The people that are overseeing that program are staying close to that manual and supervising, people in the workplace, right? Making sure that they're following procedures.
There's companies, privately held small companies, all create a culture, and the culture starts with you, and it's got to be driven down. If I were to ask you to describe the culture that you're trying to build within C3.
Well, we're definitely trying to build a client-oriented culture. Making sure that our clients are being taken care of. And sometimes that's helping the client navigate the problems that they're dealing with and giving them advice based on our experience. Right. They might think they need to go down a certain path, and we just need to delicately work through that with them and help them I think better understand from our experience maybe if it needs to go a different route.
Yeah, and you can't say, well, that's a stupid idea.
No, absolutely not. Well, and also to be honest, just because I've had experience doing something doesn't mean that because that worked for a certain client, it's going to work the same for them.
Right.
And so, being sensitive to that, not just walking in and going, well, you really should go right instead of left. It's hearing them out fully too, so they understand that when I leave, they still have to maintain that equipment, day to day.
Right. So I'm a new recruit. You're hiring me in. You're customer centric. What else about the organization? Why should I come to work for C3?
Well, I think we definitely are into growth, right? We want to make sure that if our staff are being walked through, whether it be NETA certifications, engineering certifications, we've got constantly going to the colleges to bring in interns that we can train up to eventually get through their engineering program,
Right.
our engineering program, and go on to become, professional engineers. That we're working through that with them to be successful with that, because if they're growing, we're growing.
Right.
It seems that we get good feedback from our interns and that have gone on to become full-time employees. I think almost 90% of our interns have stayed on staff with us, and it really has helped us grow a good base.
That's a great. That says something about the culture, because if they come, experience the culture, and stay,
Yeah.
it says something about the culture that you're building around them. The difference between, because a lot of the whole EE program,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20 years ago, everybody wanted to go into electronics and computers.
That's right.
And nobody wanted to go work in the industry,
Yeah.
let alone for a testing company. So that's beginning to suddenly, when electrical engineers are able to do something that they feel changes the world positively. Because as engineers, we always want to solve problems and fix things. So that kind of takes care of that. That next level, though, of craftsperson, the tradespeople,
Yeah.
that's also very, very difficult to number one, get. There's a lot of poaching. One guy says, hey, I'll pay you more money, and
Sure.
suddenly it doesn't work that way. There's no loyalty. That second level in there of tradespeople, how do you go about recruiting them? The interns out of college, I understand, but how do you recruit? You do the same internship program out of technical schools?
So we have not gone. So we're fairly new,
Okay.
as a company, and we've had a few people we've known in the past that have come on board with us because they have liked that culture that we are building.
Yeah.
But we definitely try and stick away from just that, like you said, that flat out poaching, because like you said, the highest bidder could come in above us tomorrow, and how do we build a base on that?
Yeah,
Right?
right.
It becomes very difficult to do that. Sometimes we've run into an electrician, right, that has got, is not getting that growth opportunity, has maybe realized that they don't want to be, wearing a tool bag,
Yeah.
running all over the place every day at the same location, the school or the municipal facility that they're at, and wants more growth, right? And I think having that NETA, that testing, that engineering background allows for the trades to see a growth potential further than what they see where they're at now.
That's a great insight, because nobody has brought up the idea that the career path for an electrician could be a NETA certified testing guy. That's excellent.
It makes great sense because
Yeah.
they're good at handling tools, they're good at being in the field, but
They're good at keeping from being electrocuted.
that's right. That's
Yes.
right. Exactly.
The safety mindset.
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's really good.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Enjoyed it.
It was good talking to you.